السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. This is a short student session inshallah ta'ala, and today we want to look at the Arabic alphabet from a specific angle, which is going to be a tool that you will need as a student, or that you will benefit from as a student in studying some books of knowledge, especially some of the poems. And that is to look at the Arabic alphabet. The Arabic alphabet, as many of you will probably have come across, is in the order of alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, and so on. But there's another system, or there's another way to learn the Arabic alphabet, which is referred to as the Abjadiyah or the Abjad system. So here, the letters of the Arabic alphabet are grouped into words, as you can see here. So you have, for example, Abjad, Hawaz, Hutti, Kaluman, or Kalamun, depending on the different variations, Sa'fas, Qarashat, Thakhadhun, Davaghun. For those of you that are paying attention, then you see that it says Ind al-Mashariqa. So there are different variations of this, but let's just take this one for now, inshallah ta'ala. So these here that I've just highlighted are the letters of the alphabet put into phrases. Why is this important? Because each of these letters has been assigned a numerical value. So for example, now the same letters, we just put them into two rows. We have here these first four. We're going to see that they are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1. So Abjad, the first letter was the Hamza. So we put 1. Ba, second letter, 2. Jim, third letter. Dal has the numerical value of 4. Now the second word here. Ha has the numerical value of 5. Waw has the numerical value of 6. Za, 7. Ha, 8. Ta, 9. Ya, 10. And now when we get to the 10, we're not going to go to 11. We're going to go to the tens. We're going to go to tens. We're going to go up in tens, inshallah. So for example, here you have Kaf, which would be 20. Lam, 30. Mim, 40. Noon, 50. Sin, 60. Ain, 70. Fa, 80. Sad, 90. Qaf, 100. And now again, we've finished the tens, so we're going to go up in hundreds now. So we're not going to go to 110. No, we're going to go to 200. So Ra, 200. Sheen, 300. Ta, 400. Tha, 500. Kha, 600. Dhal, 700. Dad, 800. Dha, 900. And then you have Ghain, which will be Ghain, which will be 1000. So if I was to say 10, you'd look at Ya here. If I was to say 400, you look at Ta here. Or the opposite way. If I was to say Tha, you say 500. Okay. So let's look at some practical application of this in some poems that we have selected. So if we look here on the next page, this is part of the ending of a poem. Here it's Tuhfa al-Atfal. So the Sheikh says, وَتَمَّ ذَا النَّظْمُ بِحَمْدِ اللَّهِ عَلَى تَمَامِهِ بِلَا تَنَاهِ. And the poem has come to an end. This poem has come to an end, or has been completed, and praise is due to Allah upon its completion. ثُمَّ الصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ أَبَدًا. Then may the salat and salam, i.e. from Allah, always abadan, على ختام الأنبياء أحمد, be upon the seal of the prophets Ahmed, i.e. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. والآل والصحب وكل تابع, and the companion, the prophet's family and the companions and every follower. وكل قارئ وكل سامع, and also may the salat and salam be upon every reciter and every listener. Now this is the point where the author comes with this, where we're going to benefit from today's session. أبياته ند بذا لذي النهى. Its lines of poetry, this whole poem that I've written, its lines are ند بدا. Its lines are ند بدا لذي النهى, for the person who is smart, or for those who have intellect. تاريخها بشرى لمن يتقنها. And its tarikh, its date of completion, when did he finish writing this? بشرى لمن يتقنها. Its completion is بشرى لمن يتقنها. And this has a meaning, but we don't want to look at the meaning. We want to look at the numerical value. So it's here, if we go back to here, أبياته, its lines of, or the lines of this poem are ند بدا. So let's look here, ند بدا. What are the letters inside ند بدا? We have noon, we have dal, we have ba, we have another dal, and then we have alif. And if we add these together, what's the value that we get? So if you go back up, look at your other sheet. So let's look for the letter noon. The letter noon is here, noon. Okay, so that's 50. Oops, 50. Okay, what's the next letter that we had? Is dal. Okay, dal. If you look here, the letter dal here is 4. So if you, oops, 4. Okay, if you look for the letter ba, and we should know the letter ba because Abjad is the second letter. So 2. And then we have another letter dal. So we go back to the dal here. We see that it's 4. And then we have alif, which is at the start. So we say 1. So the alif here, 1. So here, if we add this up, we're going to see that we have 50 plus 4, 54. Plus 2, 56. Plus 4, 60. Plus 1, 61. So the lines of Tuhfatul Atfal are 61 lines. How did we get there? By adding this phrase up. أبياته ند بدا لذي النهى. ند بدا. Okay, so take a moment and try to write out the next phrase here. بشرى لمن يتقنها. بشرى لمن يتقنها. So if we were to spread this out, you can pause the video and take a moment to see if you can work it out. Okay, so try to work that out and see what you come up with, inshallah. Put it in the comments if you wish. This next one is, we're going to just read it quickly at the end of Jazariya. This is a pretty simple one actually. He says, وَقَدْ تَقَضَّى نَظْمِيَ الْمُقَدِّمَةِ وَقَدْ تَقَضَّى نَظْمِيَ الْمُقَدِّمَةِ مِنِّي لِقَارِئِ الْقُرْآنِ تَقَدِمَةِ أبياتها قاف وزاي في العدد من يحسن التجويد يظفر بالرشد والحمد لله لها ختام ثم الصلاة بعد والسلام على النبي المصطفى وآله وصحبه وتابعي من واله. The point here, to make this brief, is what it says here. أبياتها قاف وزاي في العدد, in counting. So its lines are qaf. Its lines are qaf and zai. Qaf, go back, you see it's 100 and zai is 7. So 107 lines. So Jazariya is 107 lines. طيب. Another poem, which is the poetry version of Al-Waraqat, you see that here it says وَتَمَّ نَظْمُ هَذِهِ الْمُقَدِّمَةِ أَبْيَاتُهَا فِي الْعَدِّ دُرٌ مُحْكَمَةٌ. So its lines in counting are darrun. So darrun means dal and ra. That's the lines. And then he says here in the next line we're going to highlight في عام طاء ثم ضاء ثم فاء. And then he says ثاني ربيع شهر وضع المصطفى. Okay, here he's talking about the history. When was it written? He says in the year عام, in the year طاء, ثم, then, ضاء, ثم فاء, or the letter fa. So find these out using the key above. Find these out and write down in the comments what the lines of poetry are and what the history, when was it written, and also do this, the tarikh, the year of Tuhfat al-Atfal. Put it in the comments below. Jazakumullahu khairah.